Alright, before we get started, I just want to switch over to that specific bowl. We're going to be doing a little bit of a unique thing. Alright, and yeah, we're going to be talking about Fat Boy over here today. Oh geez, I probably should not be saying... Good morning guys, my name is Birdman and welcome to another video I have in store for you today. So, I was basically making a massive video talking about Grendel, and I had a massive recording, everything felt good, I had it all going in one sitting, and I was pretty happy about it. I even had a script for this one this time. Unfortunately, when I went to review my recording footage, I realized that I have literally, no audio. As in, my voice was completely unpresent. However, the in-game footage was there, so I am quite angry about that. Which means I have to redo this entire taking in one go. So, hold on fast to your seatbelts, we're about to do this the lazy way. Grendel. Grendel is known as
the eater of worlds and everything else.
However, I kinda disagree. The mans cannot eat anything in the game. He cannot kill mini-bosses, he cannot kill Tomb Guardians, he cannot kill a lot of things. But the things that he do eat, oh boy does he do eat. Does he do. Scooby-Dooby, Scooby-Doo, where does do? Grendel has a lot of issues that a lot of people don't seem to realize that Grendel does not actually have. Let me put it this way, people must understand how Grendel works, and as for me, I've been a Grendel main with him for a long time. And I've seen some people make some claims that they are Grendel mains. With that being said, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he has spent a lot of time. I'm sure, not he, they, people, I'm sure the person that. But okay, we're not going to haggle too much about this. We're going to be talking about Grendel here. He's the important one at the end of the day. Am I right, Grendel? Grendel has a few things going for him that makes him unique compared to most Warframes. He has his feast ability, and when you keep enemies in your gut for long enough, he kinda just one-shots them. Hello, this is Editing Burb here. I just wanted to clarify because I think previous me failed to explain exactly how Feast works in regards to Grendel. His first ability is, as I mentioned, Feast, and what Feast does, it's a CC as well as a damage dealing tool. When you eat an enemy, it causes a drain effect, meaning that the more enemies you have in your gut at that time, the faster the energy drains. Now, this obviously scales with how many enemies you have in your gut, as well as external factors such as if you have your pulverize active and other things. In this draining state, you can pick up energy orbs, but any other external factors, excluding anti-adrenaline and rage, will completely prove to be ineffective in regards to picking up energy. So, if you're using Feast, do not even bother to use Nourish here. In fact, this is the main reason why I do not use Nourish on Grendel, because there's no point in having it with the exclusion of low-level missions. Thank you previous me for explaining how Grendel's Feast works. Now if you don't mind, I just want to explain a little bit about Nourish. So if you think Feast is the eating part, Nourish is basically the digesting part. However, it's a little bit more complicated than you would think. Firstly, do not bother trying to kill anything with Nourish. If you're eating something and you want to use Nourish to kill anybody, the most you're going to be able to do is kill a Kuwaka, or maybe kill some low-level enemies. That's the most you're going to be doing when it comes to killing with Nourish, so just stop already, please. Let's not forget that Nourish also has an additional function, and a lot of people don't really seem to understand what Nourish does. Because, believe it or not, the buffs is not the primary goal of Nourish. And yes, I am talking about that 50 health return. Now, if you do not notice, Grendel has
a lot of health.
So tell me, what on earth am I supposed to do with 50 health? The truth is, the 50 health is actually very misleading. If you notice from the fact that I am using Nourish right now to heal myself, you should notice that there is a little bit more than 50 health being used every time I cast Nourish. That is because enemies increase your health. Let me put it this way. If any enemy is higher, the Warframe within affinity range, Grendel will basically pick up that, hey, there's one enemy in this room that is higher level, and he will adjust his Nourish accordingly. Meaning that for every level the enemy increases, the higher your health returns are. Now, if you're fighting level 100s, I can roughly estimate it's around 300 to 400 energy per spam. And obviously, you can spam this. And you can spam this in your 4th ability, along with giving your Grendel a speed boost. And while that is generally a meme idea, it's not necessarily a bad thing to have, because obviously, your 4th ability is meant to be an escape ability, a panic button, a force to be reckoned with. So with that being said, speed boost, nice. Now I wanted to do a section about regurgitate, but no. Just don't. To be honest, you can really use regurgitate if you want to, and it is a perfectly valid thing you can use in low-level missions. However, regurgitate is mostly just meant to be some form of damage if you don't want to use your guns, or if you cannot use your guns, which is not exactly a great ability. The most it's useful for is to get rid of enemies out of your stomach. So if you're exceeding a certain amount and you're like, okay, I have too many in my stomach, I want to get rid of a few, then yeah, that's what regurgitate is for. Considering it's also 0 energy, that kind of makes sense, and it explains more or less what that ability was meant to do. However, in a practical sense, or in an actual mission, or in a very tough situation, you're most likely not going to be using this ability. So by all means, you can subsume it and use something else, but if you do want to use it for projectile throwing, or if you want to just use it for dispelling enemies or getting them out of your stomach, that's also a valid choice too. Hey, this is Editing Burb again. I just wanted to add that section in about pulverize over here. So pulverize works like this. When you strip armor on an enemy, when you strip armor, yes, Feast has armor strip. I completely forgot to mention that, my bad. Anyways, pulverize scales with that, meaning that pulverize inflicts toxin damage, and he deals a hectic amount of toxin damage, depending on how many enemies you have in your gut at that time. Now, of course, you can, of course, just shoot the thing, but if you are in a panic state, such as if you have low HP and you're in ball mode just to protect yourself, as well as constantly heal yourself, you can still jump around and hurt others around you, as well as inside you, to help maintain your healing state, as well as do at least some damage while in that form. Is it particularly useful? It honestly depends, because I would think that this would be quite useful in specific scenarios. The thing is with Grendel is that he makes this a bit more important than most Warframes seem to deem it to be. And if you don't understand what I'm trying to say, Grendel uses his state of danger to help bolster his damage. And that is what Pulverize is there for. It's meant to be an emergency button as well as a DPS tool when needed. Pulverize is also a very fun form of mobility with the use of Catapult, and that's actually what I personally use on my Grendel build. But of course, if you don't want to use that, it's 100% understandable considering the energy cost. However, I want to clarify to all people that don't really like Grendel or don't understand him, he does have drain issues. However, he is not energy hungry. You can completely run this guy without the need of energy, or you can at least have 1 or 2 enemies in your gut if you're really desperate for a specific buff or a specific cost. With that being said, I am done ranting, so I'll let my previous form take over. With that being said, I hope you guys actually enjoyed listening to me rant on about Grendel. This guy is legitimately my favorite Warframe. Well, used to be my favorite Warframe. Well, he stupid cars! I used to be a very big fan of the Warframe, and honestly, the only reason I'm not playing him anymore is because Zephyr exists and I want to stay true to character. this is literally just a personal thing. The only reason why I don't use him above all other Warframes. So with that being said, I actually hope you guys do at least try him out. He's worth the effort. He's not worth it if you're going to actually grind him out. Pay for him with plat, otherwise, maybe not the one Warframe you want. Maybe get Sevagot instead. I think I just ruined the entire purpose of the video, but I prefer advocating for the players over stuff. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I hope you guys have fun with Grendel. I'll see you guys next time. I think, is that how the popular YouTubers say it? I really don't know. I'm actually not too sure what I was supposed to be saying there. I normally don't have... you know, that's just me, like, rambling, like me just doing, like, the YouTuber voice thing. So, whatever, it's fine. Anyways, as I was saying, have you guys seen the new War trailer? It's actually really cool. Like, I saw the CG trailer, and oh my goodness, did you see what happened to Loden?